Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits, the Euros edition. I am your host, still Della Strada, the free agent. As usual, joined by my fellow pundits, Jerry.
Yo, it's really good. The boy Joe Nomadic, Liverpool #1 supporter. It's a good episode today because I'm also joined by a number 2, but I'll let him introduce himself in it. But I'm the number 1 in it.
Yeah. Before we get to the other Liverpool supporter,
Yo, man, what you saying, up, guys? It's your boy Strives, or you can call me Striver. I'm an Arsenal fan, England fan, and Nigeria fan for the purposes of the podcast. And yeah, man, excuse me if you hear some crunching, man. I'm trying to get my salad and vegetable intake up, man, for private matters.
You don't want to disclose, no?
No,
I hear that.
Yeah. Next up, a returning guest, John Boy.
Yo, John Boy here, back again for the 5th, 6th time. Not been here since Christmas. I think the last time I was here, I was slating Arsenal saying we won't win the league. We didn't win the league. Now I had to talk about England. So, yes, let's get to it.
John Boy specifically said he's not returning to the pod unless he gets an invite. So he... So yeah, that invite.
And lastly, we have a first appearance, a special guest. LA, tell us, introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, London Athletic here. I wouldn't say that I was Liverpool's #1 fan because that's just crazy. But I would say that I am a Liverpool fan nonetheless, and that's my #1 love in football. Looking forward. It's been a long time coming. I see other guests have been coming bouncing in and out, yeah, but I've been waiting at the door for a good couple months now. So it's good to finally have arrived, you know what I mean? So yeah, thank you for having me on.
What I'll say is it's brilliant that we're talking in international football because these two are in the same podcast.
But you know what? I was going to say, obviously, this is the Euros edition, but I think we should give you guys like at least 2 to 5 minutes for you to just hash out your Liverpool differences.
Let's have it.
Let's have it. There's nothing to have, to be quite honest. This all originated, for those who don't know, this originated from discussions around a certain Uruguayan player that plays for the club, wrongly in my opinion, by the way. Let me just put it out there. And I made the statement to my brother Strives that, yo, your guy is talking nonsense about Núñez. He's not all that. Your #1 Liverpool fan is not hitting the right notes. And I think maybe Núñez scored off the back of his butt cheek or something. And all of a sudden, he was saying, yeah, tell your boy Warren, tell LA that, yeah, like, you see? And I was like, all right, cool, time will tell. And then by the end of the season, I mean, look, you tell me #1 fan, you tell me where you feel now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened before this convo, but all I know is that Darwin Núñez is the greatest striker. No, I'm joking. No, Núñez is dead, man. Like, obviously, I've still got stocks in him, innit? I didn't sell them when they were up in it, so I'm going down with the ship in it. But look, we got a new manager. I don't know what he's capable of doing. I have no idea. I'm hoping something can be salvaged from him, but in terms of the Klopp experiment with him there, it's a failure, man. So yeah, I got to hand it to you, bro. You was right there still, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, that's
5 minutes, man.
That was
That was 5 minutes. It's like 30 seconds, bro.
Let's move on now.
Like, you're a nasty guy. You're a nasty guy.
We're here for Euros.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, quarterfinals are played over the weekend. Let's start off with the first game being England, Switzerland. I'm going to come to yourself, LA, first. What was England to you? First of all, are you a fan of England, or are you one of those fans that you just don't care if England do anything?
It's the hope that kills you. If we're being really, really honest, it's always the hope. I am that fan that goes, I'm not watching England, and then I get drawn into watching one of their friendlies because they won. I can't even remember who they beat, and then I watched the Iceland game, and then it all started to go downhill, and then you're just on that horrible, treacherous ride, hoping that England do so. You just want to see them perform. I think that's where everybody sits. They just want to see England go out and actually come close to the potential that we see that they display as individuals in the Premier League. But yeah, this is what it feels like to be, I guess, a fan of, I don't know, like maybe Tottenham even.
I was thinking what name. I think what club he's going to say.
Yes.
or maybe maybe United maybe this season. I don't know. Like it's just been horrible to watch. It's horrible.
Yeah, man. I hear you. I mean, when it comes to England, personally, like my main thing is I want England to really win the Euros, and it's for selfish reasons, because I've got a couple of agendas that are pending, and I need Bukayo Saka to get that world class tag. And if he gets me a Euros, you guys don't want me on this podcast. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Everyone here likes Saka, by the way, bro.
I don't care.
Okay,
You don't like him enough.
Okay. Fair.
So let's focus on the England performance. So LA, obviously going to the quarters, were you one of those fans that are calling for Southgate to make changes? And when you saw the changes at the weekend, were you pleasantly surprised, or do you still have reservations?
I still have reservations. He sold us a dream with his selection. So if you remember in the build up to the game, the discussion was that, okay, he's going to change formation. He's going to change personnel. There was all types of things being said. And when you think about it, when you now look at it unemotionally, all he did was he took out Gay, who he had to remove because he was suspended, and he brought in Konsa. About 5 minutes into the game, I started to look at the formation and I recognized the fact that it was the same said formation that this guy was playing. Trippier was still out on the left, cutting inside, killing that move. Saka was still out on the right, doing what Saka does, and he had a great game, by the way. And then I guess the only change I could really see was the positioning of Foden and Bellingham that seemed to be playing almost as 2 10s. But apart from that, it was the same service. And then after 10 minutes, it was the same performance. Languid.
Wouldn't you say Trippier was getting down the line a little bit more in this setup? Like, because I would say I hear you up until the point where you say Trippier and Saka was just doing the same thing. I feel like they were doing a bit more wing-backy role. Like, so Saka was still like doing his traditional winging, so if that's a phrase, but Trippier was getting further up a couple of times. You saw the overlap a couple of times, whereas I don't think we've seen that in previous performances.
See, throughout the tournament, in my opinion, what's happened is that the first 15 minutes, they start with promise and England look like they're going to threaten. You can see that Trippier gets into more advanced positions into the final third. Obviously, Saka's doing what Saka does, but the one thing is what Saka's looking for is for Kyle Walker to do what Ben White would do, which is go beyond him, because the good thing about Saka is he opens up 2 options. If you allow Saka to come inside, pause. But if you allow him to step inside and take the shot with the left foot, you see what happens. The equalising goal. Fantastic finish. If you allow him to back defenders up and you do not allow him to dribble inside to get the shot off, normally Ben White comes down the wing and he gets the cross across. Havertz, whoever comes in, 2-yard tap in, it's 1-0 Arsenal, whatever, right? Because Kyle Walker isn't doing what he does for Manchester City in terms of getting further, used to do for Manchester City or is capable of, it means that just nullifies that. And then in the end, it just becomes a sideways match. They start playing across the pitch rather than through the pitch. But I'm not convinced by Gareth Southgate's approach. I don't feel that I don't believe that there were massive changes. And it just turned into being the same performance I've seen again and again.
Yeah. So, John, I see you nodding and shaking your head. So, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think...
Is your name John Boy?
Sorry, I think you said Joey, my bad.
Yeah, no, do you know what? I'll echo LA's thoughts. Like, I would love England to win, and I echo Dan's thoughts as well. I would love England to win the Euros, World Cup, whatever. But since Southgate's been there, I've never been convinced by the way England set up, never been convinced by the players that he wants to put in the team. And this Euros is no different. Even in that game, the Switzerland game, like, the only thing that I could see that was different was that Saka had a bit more space, I would say, to affect the game. And I think that's maybe because he was starting a little bit deeper. When he starts too high, he can sometimes run into those roadblocks in it because he's heavily one-footed. Even the one, I think the chance he put across the ball across the box for I can't remember if he was there, but he put a ball across the box and
no one was there.
Yeah, Harry Kane was supposed to be there.
because he's left-footed so heavily.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he had a bit, because he started a bit deeper, he had a bit more opportunity to run into space and affect the game, which obviously he did through the goal. But outside of that, yeah, everything was just the same England. Like,
don't you think the performances? I know Ella said when you looked at it, it didn't seem like there was much changes.
Yeah,
but the way they set up was slightly different in the fact that it was more of a 3-4-3, and Saka and Tripps were playing more in like wing backs, but because England were more or less dominating possession, that's why Saka could like stay further up. But sometimes you can play that formation, and even before England scored in the second half, you see that Switzerland made changes, and Saka didn't have as much space as he had. So then him and Trippier became more of a back five. So that formation could go either way. But I personally think there was slight variation in the way they played, because they had a bit more control. They didn't create as much chances.
Yeah,
but they still had a bit more control than they did in that.
I think, do you know what? Do you know what I say, Daddy? Yeah, is I think for the everyday fan, that performance was exactly the same as all the other performances. If you're an analyst like yourself, you will see, oh yeah, there's little nuances here and there. But I think for the everyday fan that's tuning in to watch England just for the Euros, maybe doesn't watch every single Prem game, that performance is exactly the same. And for me, looking at it, I would say there wasn't much difference between what we saw previously and what we saw on the weekend.
But when you say that, and Jerry, you can come in next. So, but when you say that, don't you feel like England played slightly different versus Switzerland than they did in all the group stages and the first knockout round? Like they were all fluid. Even up until the only thing I would say that the changes were good. Obviously, we know Tripps can't really. There's nothing Tripps can do because he's right-footed.
Yeah.
But what Southgate should have done, and we'll come to Southgate, is probably made changes earlier, because it started off okay, but then started to like fade out a bit. And then, as Southgate's normally criticized, that he doesn't make changes as quickly enough, and he's very, very reactive instead of being proactive.
Yeah, no, he is. And Trippier being right-footed is definitely a massive hindrance to the team, I would say, because the balance is off. And going back to what you said about them having more control, they needed to have more control. And I don't think that's through Southgate's changes, though. I think that's more so through the team gelling a bit more and understanding each other a bit more, rather than what Southgate said.
But when you said that, but how many? But they played all the group stages and they didn't have that fluidity. There was slight changes in the way England approached that game. Unless Switzerland probably the best team England have played.
I'll tell you what the difference was,
and they probably had more control in that game. So that, and obviously with Switzerland, they played against Germany. They almost could have beaten Germany. Who else did they? Obviously, they beat Italy. But they didn't have that same sort of game against England, and that was largely because of the changes that Southgate made. I'm not the biggest fan of Southgate. I think we probably can shine light on the fact that those changes did have some positive impacts on the game, on England's approach to the game.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually glad to hear you say that, to be fair, because I feel like you've been stubborn over the last couple of days in regards to Southgate. Me?
I call it how it is.
You like to say that, but I don't know that you always do.
Yeah, tell me when I'm stubborn. In regards to Southgate.
In regards to Southgate, you've failed to acknowledge that Southgate is prepared to change the team in order to obviously swing the game in England our favour.
What do I say? He's reactive, not proactive. He always makes the changes when he goes behind. If he made all these changes, then someone like you are going to say, well, he put on Tony and Tony made a difference. But guess what? If Tony came on 20 minutes ago, that game probably doesn't go to extra time. It doesn't go to penalties.
Yeah, but we're surmising. But what we do know is that he set the team up, and then the team's fallen behind, and he's recognised what needs to be changed. He's made those changes, and each time he's gone forward. Do you think those changes?
If Saka never scored that goal at that time, do you think England come back and win that game? Because Switzerland, they didn't have enough time to even settle. So Switzerland, they could have just camped, and England would have struggled. Saka's shot on target was the first shot on target England had all game.
I don't believe that to be true.
On target, I said. On target.
No, they had 13 shots total.
But that was the first shot on target.
No, but hold on. I'm looking at
that. That was the first shot on target.
Oh, you know what? I'm on I'm on the Flash Score app, and it does say 5 goal attempts, but it doesn't actually say. Okay, yeah, it says 4 block shots, 1 shot off. Okay, yeah, you could be right there. Okay. Just to go back to something you said though, I do give Southgate and England the credit in the way that they approached the game and the micro changes that they made, but I do disagree that it was those changes solely is why we saw a difference in the way England approached the game. I think the difference actually was Switzerland. So what I mean by that is Switzerland, they come to play. They're not just going to put like 10 men behind the ball and say, come at us. I think, Della, you mentioned towards the top of the show that England had the lion's share of the possession, but it's quite marginal actually. It's like in the first half or something like 54%, second half like 52%. Like the possession was pretty like balanced, quite pretty equal. So what we found is Switzerland were actually here to play. They were here to take the game to England. And in that happening, naturally, there's going to be more pockets that are open on the pitch, whereby your better players, your more talented players, which we know England have, will be able to affect the game. So I think that that's what happened. But we did still find that we were still moving through the lines a little bit slow, in my opinion. I felt like there was still no outball on the left. Yes, Trippier did. I mentioned when London Athletic was speaking, Trippier did make that overlap once or twice. But it wasn't enough. There was no real outball on the left, in my opinion. And the only person, in my unbiased opinion, that looked like doing anything for England was Bukayo Saka, like with these dribbles. I don't know why you're laughing, but we watched the game.
Before you heard in on Saka.
I knew you guys were going to say I wasn't even going to touch on Saka yet. Pause.
Saka's going to, yeah, as you said. Joey, what was your thoughts? Before we talk about Saka, let's talk about Harry Kane, because I know that's one of your favorite players that you like talking about. So what's your thoughts? Earlier on in the group, I posted something which showed his positioning throughout the whole game. And there's an incident where when Saka went down the line and Kane was literally on the edge of the 6-yard box. Yeah. So fire away with your thoughts on.
Yeah, no, obviously I think Kane is a top tier striker, but for England, I feel like it's like I've said it before, when your nieces and nephew are at your mum's house and they're at grandma's house and they just do whatever they want, go to bed at whatever time they want, start drinking and gambling or whatever. But because like Harry Kane is coming into this team, bro, like the first game of the season of the Euros, he stayed up top. People had space. Foden had space. Foden didn't play great, but Bellingham had space. Obviously, he made that run to the front post, drew the defenders with him. Bellingham came in and dunked on that guy with that header. In this game, I'm seeing Declan Rice pick up the ball and he's got his head up trying to find a pass. Looks to his left. Kieran Trippier is 4 yards away from him. Looks to his right. Harry Kane is 6 yards away from him. Like, so Strabs, you're saying there's no balls are being played through the lines, and the only out ball was Saka. I think you were going to say, because Harry Kane was right there with everybody. Kieran Trippier he did pull out wide a couple of times, but nobody wants to pass the ball out to Kieran Trippier, if I'm going to be honest. And the reason for that is because when he gets the ball out wide, he's just going to put it onto his right foot, cross it into the back post. Who's on the back post? Even on that, Joe, even if he crosses it in, Harry Kane's not in the box, so he can't. Exactly. And who's in the box on the back post? Saka, who's 4'7", and everyone else is there. Fabian Sorry. Fabian
Sharp. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What is it? 5'6", 5'7".
If listeners are trying to take a guess at how tall LA and Strives are, they'll be like, yeah.
I see what's happening here. No, but yeah, whipping the ball into the back post on Saka is not a good tactic, isn't it, man? So we saw a big difference when Shaw came on, even though he wasn't whipping the ball in or anything, but you could just see the balance there, man. But yeah, England for me, they've been bad, man. And I know like John Boy mentioned, there's been some nuanced changes, but they just reverted back to the same thing over and over again. And I think it's that boxing analogy. Everyone's got pants, you get punched in the face. Maybe they had something, because when I looked on Flashscore and I saw the formation that was going, I was thinking, yeah, we're about to see some football. Because before the Euro started, I said, I'd like to see 3 at the back and with wide play. But
it got leaks though. Like, it must have changed his plan because it got leaked. So imagine you're setting up.
You have to submit your formation to officials.
Because I think starting 11, right?
Yeah, and I think for the training sessions, they allow the press to come in for like 15 minutes. So I think based on how they set up, or the cones or the position of the mannequins, that's where people assume that it was doing the 3-5 or 3-4-3. And there was talks about sometimes the English press, they don't really help their their
The
country. Because
Yeah.
why would you leak this formation?
Wait, hang on a sec. So you see, when it comes to formations pre-match, do they just give out the team sheet, or do they put it into a formation as well when they hand it over to the referees and the officials?
I think there's
That's the team sheet. It's the sheet.
So what, these man just came up with their own 3-4-3, whatever, like 3-4.
No, because they saw it in training.
But they saw
But
it
then
in
obviously
training.
they then leaked it to the same. So that's what Southgate was like, you're not helping yourselves in it.
Yeah, but obviously, so we're watching the game and we're having the conversations, and Della's like, right, are you guys noticing anything? You notice it, but me and MJ, who's sunning himself up in Bali right now, he's saying, yeah, I'm not noticing nothing, and I'm in the same boat as John Boy, same boat as LA as well. Well, same old England, bro.
I mean, sorry. I mean, I looked at it, like I said, for the first 15 minutes, I could see it looked as though there was something different about the formation. But as the game continued to ebb and flow, it just felt to me as though bar Foden and Bellingham, who I think were able to move into different areas. And shout out to Kobe Mainoo, by the way. Because the one thing that he impressed me with is that he does want to push the ball into that final third. And I was impressed with the fact that, and we'll come on to Declan Rice, I'm sure, but I was impressed with the fact that Kobe was looking to push that ball into advanced areas, to push the ball into Bellingham, to push the ball into Saka, to force the play into the final thirds at the kind of speed that England team should be playing football at. 100%. And someone mentioned something about Luke Shaw as well. And it just goes to show, even though Luke Shaw came on, and whatever you want to think about Luke Shaw is your own business, but the one thing that automatically having that left back there was it gave England more options and it gave them additional balance in the team. And if you watch the way that Switzerland reacted to the fact that Luke Shaw was on there, it changed the dynamic. When Trippier made a forward run past a Foden or a Bellingham, Switzerland's approach to it was a bit more passive, because they knew that no matter where Trippier found himself, he'd have to check back to get onto the right foot to either pass it back into the midfield to Declan Rice, or, like you guys mentioned earlier, a whipped pass into the back stick where Saka's not going to win a header against the Colossals that he was up against. As soon as Luke Shaw came on, it opened up the option for the first time cross. And as soon as that happened, it destabilized Switzerland down that side, which gave Cole Palmer more option to play in that position as well, and also Eze when he come in as well. So
Eze was quite impressive when he came.
Very impressive. He was unlucky that he dragged a shot. I think it was in extra time that he opened up the opportunity, but that's because Luke Shaw's run.
Luke Shaw,
actually is a genuine run, whereas Trippier's is like a false run. So that I like to see, but then that brings us back to the larger conversation that you guys have obviously been having throughout the last couple of weeks, which is Southgate as a manager. And for me to not take an actual naturally left-sided fullback, even if it was Ben Chilwell or any other left-sided fullback. Yeah, Mitchell. It's
anybody with a left foot, bro.
Anybody with a left foot. He could have taken me to the Euros, and I would have been able to just not because
Gomez. You guys, Gomez. Like, why haven't you guys been?
Joe Gomez, he's going to cut into his right foot, bro.
Yeah, but Gomez is going to cut into his right foot.
He's not a better crosser than Trippier, if that's the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
that's it.
You guys pretty much co-signed Trippier over Gomez, despite Gomez doing it.
No. But you just know that Southgate. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. In terms of defensively, I'd rather have Joe Gomez there. But if I'm going attacking, which Southgate's not doing anyway, but I don't see the point in Joe Gomez being there. If I'm going to be honest, you got left-footed fullbacks, man. Like we're not starving for them. They're just not chill or sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to steal the onus of you being a host, but I do want to ask a question to London Athletic, because he mentioned him. Yeah, Foden. What's your take on Foden in the first half? Because I have mine. How did you find it? Because when I'm watching it and I'm listening to the pundits afterwards, they're quite they're salivating over him and saying like the difference that he made being in the middle. But
over what?
Over Foden's play, and
I don't understand.
And yeah,
I get it. I didn't get it.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because I'm kind of like, I'm enjoying your analysis of the game, the way you're kind of giving it to us, and I wondered like,
pause.
What did you? Pause. hey, yo, yeah. But I did wonder, like, what did you make of him? Because I wondered if I was seeing things like, because we're in a mutual group, and I think I was quite vocal. I'm not seeing enough, and I was getting kind of shot down by one or two of the participants in there. But what did you make of it, like as you were watching it?
Again, I just saw pundits that were scratching around for something to say about that performance in the first half. And from Foden, look, Foden's a tidy player. Foden will pick up a ball in a pocket and he'll pass the ball on. But there was nothing. It's like he ghosted past 2 or 3 players and played an incisive through ball into Kane, who then missed or hit the post. There was nothing Man City about his England performances thus far that has me thinking that they should be waxing lyrical about him the way that they tried to after that first half performance. But like I said, I even said in the group, I said some people, it's almost like they were watching England on a different channel to me, because it looks so clunky. And I know you guys have spoken about Harry Kane as well throughout this. Let's talk about Harry Kane. Sorry, Della. Let me let you throw the question out. Let me not take over hosting.
I posed a question to Joe. I thought Joe would have had a lot more to say about Harry Kane, but Ella, if you got some more to add, then go for it.
Please.
What is he offering to this team right now? It's listen,
CR7 in disguise, I'm saying.
Right,
not even that. CR7's still got movement in the box.
Right, his movement was good.
CR7's movement is still decent in the box. He still knows. Harry Kane is not helping the team. He's actually hindering the team, in my personal opinion. And it's not to say he's not a great striker, he's not a great goal scorer, but in this team right now, he's not providing anything. He's really not.
You keep him on though, just in case for that moment.
No.
I'm so tired of that narrative.
I'm past that now, man. I'm past it.
He's taken Watkins, who's
perfect for what he's doing.
On the ball, Watkins can deliver. He knows where the goal is. I know Sam, you're not Watkins' biggest fan,
No.
I feel that.
Watkins, no. Before you continue. I said.
He threw you under the bus and they reversed over you, bro.
Yeah. No. I think Watkins is a good striker, but when you say he can come to an Arsenal team and move the needle, that's when I'm like, no. But yeah, carry on.
What, do you reckon Tony could do that though?
No.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. Yeah. Watkins, I think he can make a difference. Like, he can do the link up. He can run in behind. Not that there's a lot of space. I'm not saying there's loads of space, but I'm saying try something different. Like Kane, I read a stat. Kane had, who's put in the game? 9 touches in the whole game.
No, he made 9 passes.
9 passes. That's ridiculous, bro.
And he was never in the box.
Player of that level, who you're relying on to do stuff in your big game, your talisman, you need to be doing way better than that, bro. Way better than that. And in addition, like, I think, Joey, your biggest issue with Kane is that he drops deep all the time. Bruv, don't need that. There's enough players there to dictate what's going to happen in that part of the pitch for you to
he's dropping deep for no reason.
And be there, bruv. Because I think, Sam, you said, Deli, you said Saka put a cross in and there's no one there. Bro, I looked at that screenshot, and I saw how far away he was from the box. I was like, dude, you told me you're a striker.
And even if you watch the proper like replay, at no point did he even sprint.
No.
He was just literally just standing and just jogging there. Like you see Saka's on the byline.
Yeah.
He was only going to go one place.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if he didn't sprint to the goal, he didn't do any diagonal movement, like stop.
He was pissing me off, bro. He was pissing me off.
Well, that's not his fault, bro. I think he's just it's like mental fatigue. Obviously, you've gone to a new season, you've had a record goal scoring season, all that kind of stuff. It's Southgate's fault, man. You got to see these things happening and then counter it, man. But yeah, like I think Southgate's just hanging him out to dry, bro. If I'm going to be honest,
yeah,
bro.
No, Southgate's got to see that something's not right here and say, this is
the thing is, he's not going to drop it for the semi-final.
That's game 5, right?
Yeah.
He scored 1 goal in the 5 games.
I think it's 2.
2 goals.
Is it 3?
I saw the header.
2 goals, bad performances.
Sorry. Denmark.
He scored 2.
No, the header was.
He scored one in the group stages, and obviously in the against Slovakia.
Oh yeah, the header. Sorry, of course.
But he hasn't done enough, man. He hasn't done enough to warrant starting the game, or even completing the game, bro. Like, I'm looking at the numbers and the stats, and I'm like, Watkins got 0 minutes in a game where you need a goal against a good Switzerland team, but Watkins got 0 minutes. Southgate's done nothing to try and change that game and swing it in England's favour, in my opinion.
Strives will argue that he did.
Yo, hang on, let's have it right as well. You know, Harry Kane only came off because he fell over into him as well.
And he got had a cramp.
Because he would have stayed on. He would have stayed on a bit longer as well.
Who do you think didn't want to take the penalty? Because we've seen the footage of Trent like talking to his brothers, and he said someone didn't fancy it.
When did he say that?
So there's that footage going around like after we went through, and then Trent's basically talking to his brothers, and you can hear him say something like, "I didn't fancy it."
Oh,
so clearly talking about somebody.
Maybe Luke Shaw.
I'm just thinking.
Right.
You know what? I would say someone
or Ras.
It would be someone that you would expect to take a penalty.
That's what I was wondering.
But then who on that pitch would you expect that didn't take? Obviously, who didn't go in like the first five? I think the first five penalty takers were the best.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I just say on that? That's five of the best England penalties I have ever seen. I've got to give England something. Yeah, go give them some flowers. Those penalties were mad.
Who was the best penalty? Would you say?
Tony, man.
Tony. Because for the shit.
Yeah. I think Jude's one was a bit like.
No, it was nice, but remember Tony wasn't even looking at the ball, bro.
Yeah, no.
You know what though? I would say this about penalties. Yeah, it's like one of them penalties are funny. Like I looked at the penalties, I watched them again before the pod. And I was like, do you know what? If any of these penalties got saved, apart from Trent's one, if any of them got saved, the commentary is that's a shit penalty.
Yeah.
Like they all looked a bit like
Saka's one looked a bit nuts. He looked like he scuffed it a bit, but he found the edge.
He did. I thought that. I was like, oh, I was worried when it left his foot. I was like, yo, where's this going? Like, when he went into the side, that oh my god, I was so happy.
I mean, they all look a bit shaky. Not shaky. They're all good pens, but if they get saved, the narrative is
I hear you.
Penalties, bruv. Because they all look a bit. Yeah,
but they've gone into that penalty shootout knowing what happened to Saka and Sancho. So
and
like,
Rashford even
and Rashford, yeah. So like Tony to take that penalty, bro. That's
bruv.
Yeah.
But if he misses that, they call him arrogant.
They call him a gambler.
If he scores, it's a great.
They call him a degenerate gambler, bro.
Yeah, but
that's for everyone. That's across the field, though.
Exactly, man. But no, I think like the penalties from Cole Palmer. I think he's so cold. Like,
yeah, bro.
I think he's so cold. Like his mentality. Even when he comes on the pitch, even though he's rolling onto the pitch and he's trying to make stuff happen. You'll see the statistic merchants like kind of like showing that his completions and his success rate of some of his crosses, his dribbles and stuff isn't the same as, let's say, some of his contemporaries, but just the way that he's fearless and trying to make stuff happen, like I proper rate him. And
bro,
I understand why.
If he was playing with Ollie Watkins and who's moved, because we saw when Ollie Watkins came on, first 6 seconds on the pitch, ball threaded through to him. I think it was Foden that played it. But if he was playing with somebody who's making forward movement, diagonal movement on the pitch, bro, he will be having such a fun time, man. And 100%. Like you said, you see him just coming onto the pitch and attempting things, bro, man.
Yeah. And I think England are suffering because they got too many men that want it to feed. So you got Foden, Bellingham and Kane. 3 men that want it to feed. And then, so what's your Mainos? What's your Declan Rice? If Trent was playing, what are these guys meant to do? Like,
can we talk about Bellingham, please? Can we, does everyone have? Does anyone have anything adverse to say about Bellingham?
About Bellingham,
they raise you up just to kick you down.
About Bellingham, I've got time for Bellingham, but
of course,
Marley Marl said something in one of the group chats that I think was quite pertinent. Yeah, bro, like this brother's carrying the ball. And there's minimal end product at the end, so it's a bit frustrating to watch. And then he'll go ghost.
He'll score a goal. Then we'll say at Real Madrid he's a star boy.
No, but you know what? Fair enough. Big players and big moments. Sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes there is. I think
Zidane didn't do that. Zidane didn't score as many goals and assists.
But brother, there's some credence that goes towards big players delivering in big moments. That's one thing that I don't think we can take from him.
No.
But in terms of the adverse opinions that Joey's fishing for, he does go missing for time. Like for instance, when there was that whole debacle about who's getting subbed, I thought he legitimately could have been him.
But I was so baffled when he was still on the pitch, bro, because he was moving dusty, man. Like,
well, exactly. So, but when he's like, nah, it can never be me, bro.
It can't be me. You better change that number up, bro. Nah, you got the wrong.
It's like Southgate was like, let me check that ball quickly. But what are you saying about Bellingham though? What are you saying about Bellingham though? Like he wants the ball to feet, but he doesn't do anything with it. That's what's jarring. It's just so jarring. At least with Foden, you know that he's gonna like look up and try and make that forward pass. If it's not on, then he's going to move it. But Bellingham literally side to side or dribble and then come back to where he started. Yeah.
In my opinion, he's running the risk of what I would call Dele Alli-itis, because at the moment they're taking a player that's a talented player who can play in central midfield, and they're trying to make him something that he's not. They're trying to make him a guy that just finishes chances and he's just at the sharp end of the pitch, and he has a lot more to offer. And that was what, when I saw Jude playing in a couple of years ago, and it's hard to imagine, this guy's only 21, by the way.
Crazy.
That he's got that ability to be a box-to-box player, but they're trying to make him something that he's not. And for England, the idea that Gareth Southgate thinks that he can play him the way that Carlo Ancelotti plays him is just another example as to why I don't take any stock into Southgate's statistics. I don't take any stock into the idea that he's a good manager, because it all boils down again to this Kane situation, which is what started this conversation. And simply put, because Harry Kane drops into a congested area where Foden and Bellingham need space to cook, they have no room to cook. And then worse still, if they cook anything, who's Bellingham putting a pass into? Who's Foden slotting in? Like, these are guys that have, they've got either Vinicius or they've got Rodrigo, or in Foden's case, he's got the cyborg. There's always making runs. How many runs does that cyborg make before the pass comes through?
Nasty, bro.
And then you've got Harry Kane, who's literally just looking at you like a brick wall, going to my feet. And I'm like, bro, I don't want it to my feet. I want you to spin, because I need you to stretch the pitch, because if you even spin and I don't play you in, you've opened up an angle for me to take a shot. Harry Kane is killing that entire team, in my opinion.
100%.
Yeah, and I know that he's the record goal scorer. I know he's the captain of the team, but the way that Gareth Southgate has all this attacking talent around Harry Kane, he needs to take Harry Kane out and put in Ollie Watkins, or put in even put in my man Ivan, because
so you see Pickford's doing all the long balls. I don't know. There's a stat on all the long
76,
balls.
was it?
76. Yeah, bro. As soon as Tony came on against who was it? Slovakia, bro. Every single long ball he plucked out of the air, bro. Every single one, bro. So Harry Kane, he's supposed to be good at winning those aerial duels, bro. He's not won anything, man. So yeah, I'm with you on that. And another thing you said, he wants it to feet, bro. But he's not even giving angles, bro. There's like 2 or 3 players in between the player when they've got the ball that's blocking out the pass. If he's like taking like a couple 6 yards to the left and right and then creating angles, fair enough, man. But he's not creating angles. He's not even pinning the last man. He's not playing on the last man's shoulder. I don't know what this guy is doing up there, man. And
what's even... Sorry, John.
So yeah, and then the crazy thing is that, like, obviously we watched the most I saw of Bayern Munich was them against Arsenal in Champions League.
Yeah, you watched that, innit?
Of course, because it came for the glory, innit? So
both legs. I watched both legs of that game. I have to say.
Nice. But I'm thinking that what can Southgate take from how Bayern Munich play with Harry Kane, because he still drops deep as well. But obviously you got Leroy Sané, exactly. So Saka's a runner. What's going on the outside though?
But then he's going to need a Gordon or something, because you can't have. That's what I'm saying. You can't have 3 of them. So,
but we've all been calling for Gordon to come onto the pitch, bro. We've all been calling for it, man. So yeah.
I've been thinking maybe we drop Foden, but I asked the question in one of the groups, Della, and I said, "Do you think it to be Kane killing Foden?" And I think you kind of rubbish that.
I just said Kane, like Foden, he just wasn't getting onto into the game. Like Jude was getting onto the ball. Foden, you can get onto the ball, and when you get onto the ball, sometimes he decision making when he did get the ball, wasn't good. Like he tried to do the overhead kick on where at the edge of the
no, don't bring that up. You know
what I'm saying? It's like he's playing. I feel like
I've never seen him try to do that as well.
That's what I'm saying. I think the media's getting to where
100%.
He's trying to do too much, because that Man City, at what point is that guy doing an overhead kick on the edge of the box? Even we've seen. Come on,
haven't we seen Foden try that before?
Edge of the box tries, not in the box. Edge of the box.
Yeah, I remember where he did it as well. To the rules to right as well. Yeah, I hear that, man. When are we going to talk about Bukayo, man? Because
I'm getting about all these. On the thing of Kane, what you're saying, Joe, is even when the ball goes to him, one of the things, he's not even making it stick.
No.
So it's just
which is unlike him. It's unlike him as well, man.
Unlike him. On Bukayo, before we go to him, let me do some introduction to you. So 63% of England's passes in the final third was played to the right side. There was 45 passes. Of those 45 passes, 25 went to Saka. And Saka he had the most successful take-ons 4 in one game against the same player. He's played 38 games. I think he scored 12, 10 assists, 11 man of the match performances.
Bring that shit, baby.
Phil Foden, I don't know. It's not comparison, but I didn't realize Phil Foden's played 39 games
Yeah,
for England. Right now, over to you.
Yeah. I mean, every time I've tried to do that, you guys say I'm being a little bit unfair to Phil Foden, and it could be agenda based. I'm not saying that it's not.
From you, it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's 100%. Only. You know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. I just want my boy Bukayo to get his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like Bukayo, Ayoyinka, Timidayo Saka. Yeah, I just want you guys to recognize. That's why I don't know. Before we went on air, I was wearing a white shirt, and then I thought better of it. I said, "Nah, I'm gonna get my Guinness, my Nigerian Guinness out. I'm gonna get my Arsenal shirt, and we're gonna give Bukayo the flowers that I just don't think he gets. I just don't think he gets. Why are we talking about playing a player like Bukayo Saka? Because you know what it is. Because aesthetically, he doesn't look like that Spanish kind of silky player. We're thinking that this guy doesn't give us everything in his team. He can run in behind, he can drop in deep, he can defend, he can link up play, he's got a shot on him. Bukayo Saka is a national treasure for this team. Like, I know London the Plague's laughing, yeah, but I've been waxing lyrical about this guy when I was waxing lyrical about ESR as well. Like, ESR's not pushed on the way, you know, I would have liked him to, but it just makes me so happy to see the way Bukayo Saka is pushing on. And then when you hear how his teammates talk about him on and off the pitch, he just seems to be like such a delight to just be around. And I was just personally happy for him, just seeing him get the better of his fullback. Like, you know, that's why I was so annoyed with Harry Kane, because I was like, in the first half, we could have been 1-2-0 up. 1-2-0 up. You know what I mean? But, you know, if everything works in service for you, everything works out how it was meant to. And if Saka had put it on the plate for Kane, I probably wouldn't be here waxing lyrical about Saka, man. I think the way that he got us back into that game, it's just, I feel like he's shown that he can be clutch as well. And these are the reasons why I want England to win, because I think Saka has got everything that is lending towards him being a world-class player apart from that honour. I can't get away with saying this guy's a world-class player until I see this guy take his team to a trophy. And so far, I always said that I reckon Saka is going to be one of England's most important players that will take England to a trophy, and probably in Arsenal one day. And if he can do that for the Euros, bro, I've got everything I need, bro. That's why I'm so behind. I'm behind England, because I earn my living here, live here, raise my family here, everything cool. But ultimately as well, there's a good couple Arsenal players that need their world-class tag. Even Aaron Ramsdale, bro, world-class if we win the Euros, bro.
You know, this is why it's very hard to give Saka those flowers, because of people like you. Yeah. Biased, unruly people like you is the reason why he has such a hard time getting the flowers that you so want him to get.
100%.
That's it.
I'm actually sweating after that.
I saw you rehearsed that. Listen, let me not run right over this. John Boy, sorry, Della, let me take your role. I do apologize. A previous life, I always ask questions, but go ahead, Della.
No, go on. What was your question?
No, I was just going to ask John Boy what his feelings are around Saka at the moment and how he's performing in the Euros.
I think Saka's doing he's being Saka. Saka's one of those guys, if you play to his strengths, yeah, he will give you results every single time. And like, he's for Arsenal, I'll be honest, like, there's times I give Saka a hard time, because I'm like, I know you can do more than this, bruv. And Strives, I don't know if you remember when we debated whether he had a good game against, I think it was Spurs. And I was like, I don't think he had a good game, because I think he can do so much more than what he did. And you brought up all the stats to say he had the most take-ons, he had the most tackles, he had the most shots, he had the most da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, but I still don't think he had a good game. That's because I think he's so capable of doing so much more than what.
But I think it's aesthetically. I think you look at him.
It's not, bro. It's
aesthetically, he's not. He doesn't look like Iron Robin.
No, that's not.
He doesn't look like Hazard.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
It's not that.
You know what it is? Back in the days, yeah, when Saka first broke out, I said he reminds me of Seedorf, not because of the way he plays, because people don't recognize how good he is. Because when you look at Seedorf, you talk about Zidane,
Understated.
you talk about Totti, you talk about Kaka, but no one ever talks about Seedorf. I think he's the only player that's won 3 Champions League, but no one mentions that. If it was Zidane, everybody will know about that.
Did you just say he's the only player that's won 3 Champions Leagues?
Let it slide.
For different clubs. For different clubs.
Okay.
Ajax, Real Madrid, and AC Milan.
Yeah.
But Saka is one of those players.
Good save.
Saka's one of those players whereby he's better than, he's more impactful than a Foden. He's more impactful than a Palmer. Yeah, as I mentioned, he's played 38 games.
Sorry, what do you mean by more impactful?
He's more impactful than Palmer.
Yeah, define that.
One is proven that he's more impactful for Foden for England. Because
for England, I'm not going to deny that, because Foden and Harry Kane are shit for England, in my opinion. But just in general,
but this is in reference to England. So I'm saying, he's more impactful for England than Foden, than Palmer, because he's new to the game. But he's disrespected by every single fan. Every single fan will make their team say, no, let's drop Saka. But this player's got 11 man of the match performances.
Do you know what? I remember, I think one of the times I was on the pod early this season, I said Saka's, the way that Saka plays, right? He's going to potentially get dropped for a Foden. This was before Palmer was not on the scene, but before he had the season he had. I was like, the way that he plays, or the way that he looks, just like what you're saying, Dan, sorry, you don't look as silky as Foden does, and maybe as Palmer does now. I said he potentially could get dropped. Not because I think he's not good, but because that's the way that everyone thinks. The silkier players, they start. But 1000% Saka is, as a player overall, not just the silkiness, is 1,000 times, not 1,000 times, but he's better than Foden.
Aren't Arsenal fans the biggest criminals though when it comes to Saka? Because when Ian Wright, who said that Saka should be playing left back.
No, but I think let's not get too hung on that.
I'm just saying
what Ian Wright was saying. I think what Ian Wright is saying, I think what most people say is that Saka's one of those players that you can play him anywhere and he'll probably give you a 7 performance.
And I think that's it.
No, 100%. Like James Milner.
That's why
James Milner. Is it James Milner?
That's James Milner. But I'm like, obviously strives to say that we're not giving Saka the fair ratings. But you have to remember, it was Arsenal fans that said that Saka was better than Salah before he'd even achieved anything.
He didn't say that.
No, not you.
Doing that on this pod.
Not you. It's out there, bro. It's out there. I can pull out. I can find it somewhere. No, you tell her. No, you tell her. You did do that. You did do that. But it's
for team of the season. It's only one season.
No, I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying that there was periods where Arsenal fans, obviously when Saka was on fire, and I think not last season before.
Yeah, the season before, there was a period where even barbershop conversations, I promise you, I was meeting Liverpool fans that was alluding to having Saka over Salah at a point. But I was always saying that although it looks that way, so I think even Salah, because we're comparing like Salah of today to some of his prolific seasons, but even now where he's probably petering off, I still don't think Saka is at that level just yet. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not speaking. I know you're not talking about me,
but I feel like I represent a lot of like level-headed. I know you might. I knew you was going to disagree at that point. Yeah, but I represent a lot of level-headed Arsenal fans in that regard. Like I love Saka, but when it comes to Salah, come on, bro. Like you can't disrespect Salah.
But I'm just saying. I think Arsenal fans are the most guilty, in my opinion. But fair enough.
But back to the Ian Wright thing. I mean, I wasn't angry with Ian Wright's assertions there. It makes sense. Like in one of the group chats.
Not even that he was wearing a skirt when he said that.
Yeah, guys, let's not get hung up on this. We're 45 minutes in. We've got a lot more things to go through.
Fair enough. I just wanted to say that I get why people would say Saka on the left, but why I personally I think it lends to more disrespect is because I think what he gives us on the right, I think it so like far over supersedes what he would give us on the left that I think it could be constituted as disrespect. I don't think that like Foden is a magician in the 10 for at least Man City. For England, he seems to be like anonymous, yeah. But at least for Man City in the 10, and even sometimes with the left or the right, we see the effect that Foden has. Even from those showing, we would never talk about Foden playing left back, and he's played left back for Man City, albeit maybe once or twice, but he's done it. He's capable of doing it. We'd never talk about Foden being left back. We'd never talk about Salah being left back.
Was he good at it? Was he good at it, Stripes?
He's not as good as Saka is, and I appreciate that. But Saka gives you too much on the right wing for you to even think about.
But when you have on the right wing, you have someone like a Foden that can play there, a Palmer that can play there.
They can't give you what Saka can.
It is disrespectful though, man.
They may not give you what Saka can give you, but guess what? Saka's the only one that can give you on that left side because
balance.
Yeah, that's Southgate. That's why
it's disrespectful.
Let's not get hung up on it. Let's get hung up on that.
Quickly, he's disrespecting Saka all because he didn't bring a left-footed player to play.
Basically.
That's why it's disrespectful.
But by the way, just before we do move on, I just want to go on record and say I'm not where the rest of the mandem are with Southgate. I think Southgate's doing a decent job for
Okay. We're not gonna delve into Southgate too much because we've spoken about 45 minutes on Saka. But
you see what's going on?
I'm joking. on Southgate, just to support some of your claims. I read somewhere it says since 1968 to 2016, England have only won 6 knockout games.
I read this.
It's mad, isn't it? It's
mad, but it doesn't make it different.
No, why doesn't it make a difference? When are you going to give the man his flowers? When are you going to give the man his flowers?
So you got to give him some flowers because he won 7. He's won 7 in 6 years. But obviously, people may say if you caveat it, is if you look at the team that he's played en route to getting those things, it's mad. Yeah, but let's move on to Turkey versus Netherlands, who England and obviously England are going to be playing the winners. Just quickly touch on that. Highlight or shout out to Arda Güler, top player for Turkey, who's obviously at Real Madrid. So they're building up a crazy team. They're building up a crazy team of youngsters.
Crazy.
And their left back is solid as well.
It's youngsters that are delivering. I think that's the craziest bit. Youngsters that are delivering.
100%. But I do feel like bringing Mbappe might just mess things up a bit. But
that's where I'm at, to be fair. But go on.
But to Liverpool fans, obviously you've got your boy Gakpo, who seemed like a very different player compared to the one that we see in the Prem. So to you guys, where did he normally play for Liverpool? Did he play many players as a false 9 or an 8 or 10? Like, where was he playing for Liverpool?
It's a great question. Start of the season, he was almost playing in the false 9, almost Bobby Firmino type role. But in my personal opinion, I don't feel that Klopp gave him time to settle. I think Gakpo's the kind of player that needs 5 games in a row in order for him to feel that confidence and find his feet. If you go back, not to last season, but the season before that, second half of the season, as he started to pick up form, started to score goals, clutch goals at that as well, putting good performances in that position. He's been utilised out on the left as well. Listen, there's a player there. For me, it's just a question of whether the new regime at Anfield can unlock that player that you can clearly see for the Netherlands, for Liverpool.
Well, where would you play him if you had your choice?
See, I wore Barcelona top today, vintage, because I didn't really want to be drawn out into Liverpool land. But okay, as soon as you've asked me, if I had to find a position to put him in my current 11, let's let the controversy start now. Let's get these reels in. Let's get these memes in and all the rest of it. I'd play him on the right, and I would end up, I'm lying. I'd play him on the left.
Okay.
And I'd move Diaz out onto the right. And then you can argue the toss as to who plays through the centre, who you like. But
no Salah through the middle, or no Salah on the right.
Wow, what's going on,
boy? Hey Liverpool,
we need money, man. We got bills to pay, bro.
Are you gonna try to sell him?
I'm not saying that.
No. Look, let me.
He's got his turkey hair transplant, bro. He's ready.
No, he ain't had transplant.
Listen, he ain't had the transplant. He had a trim in it. But like, shout out to Mo Salah, like one of the greatest to ever do it. Listen, when Mo Salah's on form, he's on form and it's great. But I think that when under the Klopp regime, when Salah wasn't on form, it's almost like the conversation we've been having with Harry Kane. And it's almost like Gareth Southgate refuses to drop Harry Kane because there's still that chance that he's going to end up producing. But there are moments in the season where I think everybody on this call has to admit, if they're going to be unemotional about it, where Salah does not perform to the level that you expect him to perform at, and he does become a bit of a hindrance to the team, in my opinion. And I liked the balance that Diaz gave us on the right. We look more fluid when it sounds so deep, and I feel bad for saying it, but in my opinion, sometimes Liverpool look more fluid as a front three and an attacking dynamism when Salah's not playing on the right if he's not on form. That's my personal feeling. And Salah needs to come out of the team eventually as well. We can't keep going on forever and ever. I'd play him through the middle. I'd be honest. I'd give him a go through the middle because I think that he's got good movement. And I think he knows how to sniff out a goal. So take his legs out of the equation because he's not as quick and he's not as dynamic as he used to be in that sense. Let Diaz go out onto the right on his natural position, get the balls in. Let Gakpo go out onto the left. And let's see Salah through the middle.
Yeah. What about Nunes?
What about who? What? Who's that?
Forget Nunes. It's a Liverpool number 1 supporter. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so back to what LA was saying. I think at the start of this season, I had Gakpo as my player to watch out for because of how clutch he was at last season and obviously what it does for Holland as well. But I don't know, if you cast your man back to that Spurs game where he got injured and he was playing in that middle, I think he pretty much broke his knee trying to grab a goal from being aggressive and doing that kind of Firmino role as well. I do like him there. And I think I wouldn't mind seeing him back there again, to be completely honest, man. Diaz on the left, for me, he kind of failed to recapture his form from the season before. But I think at this point, where we've seen Salah on that side and he didn't really deliver and it looked like his powers were kind of waning, I feel like it's time to move things around. I feel like every position should be up for grabs, innit? I think Gakpo played on the right a couple of games. When I went to Palace game to watch him, he was playing on the right, came on as a sub, played well. But Jota's also there. Jota's a pest as well. So I think you got a new manager. I personally would like to see these guys fighting for all of these positions. I want them all up for grabs. And the fact that Arne Slot is Dutch as well and is excited to be playing with Gakpo is another plus, man. So yeah, I think he gets game time now after his performance in the Euros, and I think I will go maybe Firmino-esque position for me in the centre.
Okay. At the start of the pod, I gave you guys 5 minutes to talk about Liverpool. Initially, I only gave you 30 seconds, but you've now filled it up. So let's go back to the Euros. Let's go back to the Euros. But still on the same subject of Gakpo, obviously England are playing the Netherlands. So who would we say are the threats for the Netherlands apart from obviously Gakpo? Threats to England from the Netherlands.
Not the pie, bro.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm tired of that guy, bro. Man, he's such a idiot, man. He does everything, gets into that position, and just falls back when he's taking a shot, bro. Everything like the balance just disappears. This is a guy that's henching off 3 big boys as well, and then when it comes to putting the shots on, just loses balance, man. I'm tired of it, man. To be fair,
it's weird though because I was watching that game. I had a few vetted interests in that game, and bro, when they brought on Wickles, he seemed to have changed the game for them. I can see the role that Ten Hag was trying to get him to play for United, but he did seem to kind of was like a good target man. It was hitting the ball up to him. He's holding it up, playing people off. I think Netherlands will pose a decent, a viable threat. Is Gakpo to watch out for. Even that Tottenham guy, Bergwijn or whatever his name is. Bergwijn. Yeah, he looks quite a threat going forward. He's got an eye for goal.
That was his first game as well. All tournament as well.
In my opinion.
I think he's going to be the one, Bergwijn, because I'm looking at.
That was his second game, by the way.
He's left-footed, right?
Okay.
No, he's right-footed.
He's right-footed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Trippier might have a hard time against him still.
But Trippier's got a hard time because he's got potentially him and then Dumfries as well.
Yeah.
I think Trippier was, when I looked at the goal, when I watched the goal in the Switzerland game in Bologa, it's Trippier that. But when the guy chopped him, the small little chop, it wasn't even a big chop, and he was ghost. He was gone out of the game. And I think if that could happen to Trippier again, down that side, down left, Bergwijn could have a field day. I think
Frimpong will start that game as well. If Trippier is looking to play, they will definitely look to get Frimpong on against him. That guy's just too much space, man.
What? So you want to play Frimpong over Dumfries?
No. Dumfries starts wing back all the time, but Frimpong and Dumfries play together sometimes. They've played together a couple of times this tournament. Yeah.
What do you think about Van Dijk and Ake obviously nullifying Saka, because we've seen Saka get nullified by Ake a few times.
He will relish that battle, man.
Saka or Ake?
Ake will, but for Saka, if he doesn't have the right setup, then it's going to be difficult. At least with Arsenal, you can have the link up with an Odegaard, but if he's left isolated by himself,
it could be a long day.
Ake is going to enjoy that.
And I think Gakpo
with Van Dijk as well.
Gakpo and Walker is a battle, because obviously Walker likes the henchy, fasty, but Gakpo he's not going to be doing that speed and thingy. He's going to be cutting in and trying to do intelligent play with guile in it, because that's his style in it. So, and Kyle Walker kind of struggles when it comes to like the guys with good movement and that play with guile. So that's another interesting battle as well for me.
So what are we saying? Is it 50-50? Is it in favour of England?
For me, it's England as well, man. I'm expecting England to win this game. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, and I don't think they're going to do it by playing well, but I'm still expecting them to qualify in the same as the last game. Because by all means, England should have won that game against Switzerland, but I always knew they were qualifying through that round.
Yeah, I don't know how to call it, to be honest. I do think it's 50-50 because, I mean, I don't know, like, as much as I've just been waxing lyrical about Saka, I don't know how it's going to turn out when he seems to be England's like biggest threat going forward. And I feel like Ake and Van Dijk might be equal to him, to be honest with you. Like, so we're gonna need more from Foden, definitely, if he's playing. We're gonna need more from Walker going forward if he's playing. He can't just give us the defensive one-on-one, because it's not just going to be Gakpo against Walker. We're going to need Walker to get forward as well and do those overlaps if he's playing. Or maybe Southgate rewards Trent for scoring the winning penalty, and gives him.
But with Holland, they've been conceding goals, bro, and England haven't been conceding goals as much as Holland. So that's another thing.
Turkey had a few chances.
Yeah, they did. Chances, bro, man.
Yeah, they did. But
and the goals they scored, they were not great. They were from poor defending, in my opinion.
But we've just spoken about, we've got a striker that doesn't like crash in the box, so it's a different kettle of fish for us, really. I don't know that who else is going to be crashing the box. Bellingham,
right? What Southgate needs to do is praise someone else other than maybe. I don't think Shaw's ready yet, but you need to give another outlet other than Saka, because they will double up on Saka.
Yeah. I think you play Shaw, to be honest. If he was fit enough to play in the last game, I think you give him. I think you play him. Why bring him?
Maybe just play him.
It's the semi-finals.
You got to start him.
Yeah, it's the semi-final. Yeah, you got to play him, man. You got to play him. Get that balance down on. Get that balance down the left. You have to.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point of bringing him?
That means you're because he ain't gonna last 90 minutes. You're saying to him at 60 minutes you're going to have to come off. I'm going to have to take you off. So that's the gamble you have to weigh up.
So what would you rather do it the flip way, as in start with maybe Trippier still and then bring him on?
Yeah,
that does make sense. Still, that does make sense. I guess
at least he can probably do the last 60 or you don't know.
I would always start with Shaw. Simple reason that Shaw didn't play before that game. He hadn't played since February. There's still a tendency with a hamstring injury that lasts that long that hamstring could fail. And if you got Dumfries and goodness knows whoever else, Frimpong running at you, you've got an issue. If it was me, I would start Shaw, because at least I know if he pulls up, I can bring Trippier on, or I can move Saka out there. Sorry, Strauss, I know Saka's #1 fan, but you can move Saka out onto the left, and you know that Saka's still going to perform. Yeah, I won't get into the Saka thing, but you know you can move Saka out to the left. I would start with Luke Shaw. England need the balance. They need balance in that team.
Who's it that tried to kill Luke Shaw as soon as he came on? Someone played one ball over the top, bro. Nearly tore his hamstring.
Wasn't it Palmer? That's what I think.
Palmer just said, "Go on, son."
Evil, bro, man.
Palmer's a bad youth, you know.
Sorry, another threat as well for Holland, man. Like just
Simmons.
No, Tierney Reinders. That guy, he just shows for the ball, man. Him, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz. These guys have just been showing for the ball all tournament, man.
Right, but you got Rice there, man. Rice should be able to do his job.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's his job again?
Just breaking shit up.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see what happens.
If people give him space to play football, then Rice is all day, man.
No, forget about playing football. It's just break.
No. And I'm saying, breaking it up, and then when he gets the ball, though, it's just that Trippier's always on him. Everyone's always on top of him. Like, if they give him space to open it up after he breaks up, then it will be fine, man.
And then finally, are we saying would you guys all drop Kane for
Yes.
Watkins or Tony?
But it's not even that deep, just sub him off early, man. Like
That's what it is, you can start and take him off.
At what point,
like the 50th. If he's playing rubbish, take him off at the 50th minute, bro. 60th minute.
You can never take Kane.
You can, bro.
You can take him off at that hour mark. You can't take him, bro. You can't take him.
If Gundogan came off at what?
I don't like all this talk.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I hear you. I understand why. I understand, bro. I want a trophy, bro.
That's
don't do that.
What did I hear there?
Wait, hang on.
What was that?
Did you win a trophy?
After how many tries?
Yeah.
If I asked the other guys that won the trophy, would they say you won the trophy as well?
But how can they say I didn't, man? How can they say I didn't? Who brought in the reinforcements?
Oh, but who's the manager? You weren't even the manager.
Technical director.
You're the chairman. You're the chairman.
He's doing a so the guy
lad.
Richard.
Lads.
Okay, all I'm saying is when I left the setup, bro, I don't know what happened in it.
You're the chairman.
The chairman left the setup, bro. Of course,
when I left the setup, they tried to go without me. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, I don't know what that personal dig was about. But all I'm trying to say, that's a Harry Kane. I understand why it gets people's backs up. But I'm just saying, in terms of how we know Gareth Southgate to be, there's no way he's gonna let
of course
Kane play 45 minutes.
What you would do, Southgate.
But even what I would do, I'd give him an hour. Like I'll probably give him 15 minutes. Show me something in that 15.
How many hours has he had?
Earn it
now. How many hours has he had?
No, I hear you, but because he is Harry Kane, because he has scored 50 goals through club and international this season, because he can be clutch, I would say you've got 45 minutes and you've got 15 minutes to show me why you're staying on the pitch. Or maybe I go the other way around and I start with Watkins and then I bring him on after.
That sounds better.
That's how you get the best out of Harry Kane.
Yeah.
That's how you reactivate and reignite Harry Kane's verve for playing as the number 9 for England by not starting him.
Give him a little shock to the system.
Yeah, you got to give him a shock to the system.
So is everyone here saying England win?
I'm saying 50-50.
I say England qualify.
Someone has to win drives.
If I'm picking one, I will pick. Sorry, London.
Go on. Sorry.
If I'm saying picking one, I'm picking England, but I don't know if that's bias.
It is what it is.
I think they got enough to go over the line. They got enough to go over the line, and I think if they start Watkins, they win, bro. To be honest.
Yeah. So what if they don't? Because they're not going to.
Then I can't see it. It would be one of those extra time wins. 1-1 extra time penalties.
Yeah.
Special.
Sorry. What do you lot think of Xavi Simons?
I like him.
That is a decent tournament.
He's not bad.
Okay.
Promising.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
All right. So it's safe to say we're saying a full house for England to go through to the finals. Close, but full house. Let's move over to Spain, Germany. Let's quickly round it up. Obviously, there were probably the two informed teams playing up against each other. The eventual winners, were everyone surprised, or is that who everyone thought would win?
I thought Germany was going to win it. I thought Germany was going to. I thought the home advantage would favour them, and I thought they might have a bit too much going forward because I don't think that we'd seen Spain really be tested because I don't think they'd played anybody of real note. Like, of course, they've been blowing everybody away. Pause, but I didn't expect them to be able to withstand what Germany was offering. But they defended really well. They were very resolute, and they lost Pedri really early as well. So I thought that was going to
Almo came in and changed the game for them.
Yeah, Almo was. Yeah, he was serious, bro. Like he was literally, as you said, literally came on and changed the game. So yeah, I had Germany to win, but to be honest, most people around me fancied Spain. To be fair, so I don't know how you boys felt about it.
Germany, because I thought Germany made us have too much for them because they can play and they can, they can rough house them as well. The Spanish team is a bit different.
Sorry, when you said that you thought Germany had too much for them, what did you mean in terms of their attack? Because I thought Germany were going to win, but I only thought just because Spain's defense might not be as good as German defense. Right. But in terms of the German attack, I don't know if it's that great.
You know who annoys me a little bit? Fulkrug. Like he gets into the good positions and stuff like that. But he's just not clinical. enough. Kai Havertz, I mean, I've had a season of him, isn't it? Like sometimes it's love and hate with him, but he's quite like he's you don't really value what he brings to the team until you're like cheering him on. But he's a proper like useful player to have, like the way that he can bring play in. You'll see his moments of brilliance. It's just when it's time for him to maybe finish is where sometimes he gets a little bit Adebayor-ish. Like he might need a few chances, but outside of that, like I personally, I think Havertz is he brings a lot of players in. Musiala, I expected Musiala to light up the place. They've got Wirtz, haven't they? You got Gundogan. I just thought they'd have too much about them. And then if those players aren't firing on all cylinders, you bring Sane on. You get what I mean? Like I just figured that like what Germany's packing, and then like you said, defensively resolute. Like I just expected them to have too much. They're too much for them, and the home court advantage, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
but I think with Spain, they just moved the ball too much, man. Obviously, like I said, Fabian Ruiz as well. There was one period where he took 3 players out of the game, and it was a bit effortless as well. So that, and the way Rodri was just collecting the ball and cleaning up, man, it was just way too much. But I thought it should have gone to penalties. To be fair, obviously they got that quality ball from Olmo as well. Like the game's a game, man. But yeah, I was surprised that Spain won it in normal time.
Was it normal? Or did it go to
extra time?
In not on penalties, I meant.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised. I've watched Spain a couple of times, and I'll be honest, at the start of the season, and obviously Strides can back this up. At the start, I looked at their team and I said, wow, Spain are coming really, really light with this team. Yeah. But I watched them play, and for me, Spain are everything that I wish England were going forward. Yeah. Formation's very similar. The caliber of player that England have is similar in the sense that they've got attacking players. They've got a number 9 that's not the most, mobile in Morata, but yet they move the ball maybe 10 to 15% quicker than England do. They recycle the ball and they take a position further up the field that's maybe 5 or 10% higher up the pitch, and they squeeze teams back in the way that you would hope that England would. And most importantly, and as I've started to see this tournament, crucially, what Spain have in Cucurella, or however you want to pronounce his name, is not a great left back, but a natural left back. And the difference that having that width makes to that team allows Lamina and allows Nico Williams to actually really push those fullbacks back, because they know that they've got that natural width that's coming from the fullbacks. And it's been a bit sad for me to watch Spain from an England perspective, because I'm like, that's what England should have been had they had a proper left back.
Is that because the left back, or how much do you think is the left back versus Southgate and the Spanish manager?
That comes into play automatically, because a smart manager takes a naturally left-sided left back to an international tournament. And I know
if you were to just put a percentage on it being a Trippier versus Cucurella and manager versus Southgate, because I don't even know what the Spanish manager.
Yeah, exactly. Is. Well, look, I think that the manager that's managing the Spain team is doing a better job than Southgate has ever done for England.
Yeah.
And I feel that even if we were going to dive into Gareth Southgate's record for England and really look at the statistics, it's very easy to unpick all these plaudits that he's getting, in my opinion, because I've never seen a luckier England manager in terms of group stage draws, qualification groups, all of that. It's never been easier as an England manager to qualify and go deeper into major tournaments, in my personal opinion. But I know that that's a debate that probably needs to be had maybe after the Euros, perhaps. But yeah, Spain for me, that's a team. That's a team that you're watching play.
Yeah, and that's why I hear you.
Yeah, that's my feeling on them.
Yeah, I hear you. And then I think a couple of people that I've spoken to outside of the pod and even outside of the groups, they kind of echo your sentiments as well. Like, just the way that Spain set up their direct wingers. The thing is, I've loved watching Nico Williams this tournament at time. But then when he's ineffective, he's proper ineffective though, isn't he? Like, I feel like last game, I felt like he didn't do much. I don't know if I was alone in that.
No,
Wow.
he was good in the last game. I
It was
thought.
all right.
I thought
What
he
you
was
think
good,
so
man.
against Germany?
Yeah, I think he was good in that game, man.
Yeah,
But and then also, aren't you okay with your wingers being somewhat ineffective as opposed to striker or target man being ineffective?
Yeah, I get what you
in
mean.
that sense.
Yeah, like as long as they're trying to be direct.
And when they're getting the ball, they're going at their guy.
Yeah, they're going at it,
failing
yeah.
because that's what you kind of want. You just don't want.
Yeah,
them to
I mean, I was
beat
giving
him at all.
Cole Palmer like plaudits for that earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even Saka did that in the game. I know I don't want to give Saka too many plaudits, but let me keep it real. Like you talk about the take-ons that Saka completed. Was it 4 take-ons against a single player? He had the player on toast, but that's because Saka. Anyway, look, let's not go into the Saka. Sorry, I apologize. I'm going back around in circles. Sorry, host. But yeah, I thought Spain would win, and I was glad that they did.
Yeah. Moving on from Spain, obviously they then are in the semi-finals against the winners of Portugal v France. France is an interesting story because they haven't scored a goal in open play. Therefore, no one in that star-studded team has registered an assist as of yet. And we know Southgate gets a lot of he has his critiques, but so did Deschamps. But I think Deschamps is like, I don't give a fuck.
He's won the World Cup, bro.
This is what I'm gonna do. But what's people's thoughts on his approach and like how fortunate France have been to even get to where they got to in this tournament?
I'm very surprised. Like when I heard that stat a couple of days ago, and I was like, I didn't know that was even possible, bro. That you could get this far in the tournament without scoring a goal from open play in it. So I think
Portugal did that when they won it. I think.
Is it?
No, when it draws, it was just draws.
Draws.
I think they scored in open play. Yeah.
Yeah, draws and then win. Oh, okay. Yeah, go.
I mean, you guys know me, man. I'm about performances. I like results, and I get international was definitely a results business. But I like to see performances in it, and I think we're all here for entertainment purposes. And France, to me, would be the most unworthy winners of this tournament. Like, I wouldn't want them to win it just based on the fact that they've not scored outside of, was it two own goals or an own goal and a penalty?
I think 2 own goals and 1 penalty.
Even if they clap the finalists like 4-0 or something, you still don't think?
Nah, man, come on, they shouldn't even be here.
I don't rate it, bro.
Like, if you do it like that, man, you got to say, all right, cool. Like,
Yeah, man. If you beat Spain 4-0, bro, then you got
maybe not. Maybe because I think overall, then yeah, I guess so. Because all the games have been a bit. What's the word? Cagey. A lot of the games,
but open play, man. Come on, they must have.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. Della, you're right, bro. I keep going back to that point. No goals from open play, but in that team, like, I guess they're not as fluid as we would like. I think they've got a lot of individuals that are technically great, but as a team, they're not gelling. There's no way that you don't score from open play if you've got a team that's gelling. Just like England, they're scraping through, but it's not good enough. And I think Mbappe is showing me really now, like, I need you to do more. And I think, Joe, you touched on it earlier with his move to Real Madrid, that it might not go the way that we hope it does, because he's just not, I don't know, like...
He doesn't like playing in the centre, so...
Yeah, and that's it. We touched on that in the group, and I think that's his thing. I don't want to play centre, so, hey, I'll try my best, but it's not going to be great. And I think he's going to find that at Madrid, like, I'll try my best, but it's not going to be great.
I feel like he's going Madrid to play on the left, though, you know.
Well, then Vinny's going to play for the centre.
Bro, they're playing big money for him to come and score goals, man. And if that's for him to play in that position, how much do they pay for Vinny, bro? I don't think they paid that much.
Well, Vinny's a guy there, man.
Everybody's a guy until you're not the guy anymore, man.
Yeah, and we're forgetting Hendrick as well.
Yeah. Well, Hendrick, I don't even know. Like, Brazil.
Did you say Hendrick?
Good right now.
Yeah.
Hendrick, yeah.
Brazil stunk, man. They're out, you know.
They said they had no touches, bro, in the whole game.
I haven't.
Well, against Uruguay.
No touches, no passes. I can't remember what it was, bro.
He's 12, man. Allow him. Where'd you want the 12
Crazy.
It's 12. Again, France should be playing with Giroud through the middle.
Yeah,
straight up, man.
I think you should just go back to what works. The formula, the players there, and the formula works, and let Griezmann get involved in the game, let Mbappe
probably
get
do that in the
involved, then
final
need that
as well,
focal point.
They
Yeah,
do that in the final, bro.
because he's tried Thuram and he's tried the can't remember those strikers' name,
I
and
hate
it's
so
just
much
not
Thuram,
working
man.
the same.
Colomwani.
Moani.
Yeah,
One.
yeah, yeah.
No brother called Randall can be a good baller.
Do you know what?
Wow.
Is that his name?
Randall, bro.
Wow.
Go on,
Snitch
John.
ass name.
But whilst we're talking about France, man, just
Here we go.
give
Yeah.
a big shout out to Saliba.
Mm.
Bro, like, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, don't be like that, bro.
No,
Don't
to
be
be
like,
fair, I'll
don't
tell
be
you
like
what.
that. I
Let
mean,
me tell you something. I'll tell you
Big
what.
up.
Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me do it because I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, I don't need your public political broadcast from Arsenal FC about Saliba. His performances have been fantastic, and it's interesting that Deschamps said that he wasn't really fancying his play before the tournament started, but he's been brilliant, and it's almost you have to now start looking at, and I can say this because it's off season and hostilities will resume in August, but you can almost see now the passing of the torch from Van Dijk now to William Saliba. You can see that Van Dijk is coming rightly so.
This is
when you start having that conversation, not when you did it 2 seasons.
No.
When we was having the conversation,
let's have
We can have it now. We couldn't.
We
have
needed
it
to
2
warm.
years
We
ago.
needed to warm you up. We needed to warm you up to let you know it's
Bro, that was the
coming.
harshest warm up I've ever had.
Let's call it where it is. Yeah, like William Saliba is starting to show that he has the ability to play at both club, Champions League, and international level. And if Arsenal are craving a world-class player, the likelihood is that William Saliba is going to be that one that's the first out of the hat that is put in truly into that world-class bracket, in my opinion.
That's if Real Madrid don't try and prize him away from us.
This is the problem you have, yeah. But again, if he holds firm, and that relationship with Arsenal ain't necessarily as sweet as you would think, given the past when Arteta shipped him out. So, if Real Madrid come and knocking,
He's going.
He's going. Simple.
Go. No matter what.
But bro, listen, Trent's going as well, so don't worry. No woman, no cry.
No, I hear you. But the project at Arsenal, I would hope would keep him there. I think at least one more year.
That doesn't, bruv.
It don't wash. That don't wash.
I'm just being honest.
But we're digressing. Sorry, we're digressing. The point is, I just wanted to give a shout out to Saliba and say that, you know what? At the moment, he's in the running for one of the players of the tournament, certainly from a defensive perspective, because he's been fantastic.
Clean sheet.
Just missed the clean sheet. So, so I'm giving him his flowers, Strauss. You fall back and...
No problem, man. What were you saying for Konate? Does he get back into the team at some point?
You know what I heard? I heard that. Saliba's mum put something in Deschamps' food, bro.
You're an
the
idiot,
explanation, bro. Konate needs to go to the Olympics still, bro.
Konate needs to do something, man.
Saliba's going to the Olympics as well.
Oh my god, he's doing both.
Konate needs to just come home, man. Come to Anfield and get to pre-season.
Into the squad.
Arteta won't let him do both. No way.
He's going. He's already going.
That's irresponsible from Arteta to let.
That's mad.
Like, you, what can you do?
What can you do?
You can stop it. I think he's getting called out by Juventus apparently.
Who?
Thuram. Kefren Thuram.
He's never signed for Juventus.
It says apparently if they sign him, he's not.
Yeah,
he's
of course
playing.
he's not. Yeah, so of course it's like if you're starting a new job, they're like, no, you can't take annual leave. You have to start straight away.
No, I mean, you say you're taking me to your company with the annual leave that's booked.
Right,
you want me in it?
But who needs who more? If Thuram thinks he needs Juventus, he's saying, cool, boss.
Yeah, sure.
When do I start? But from one defender to another, obviously, we're talking about Saliba. Then you've got the opposition player Pepe, who's been instrumental for Real Madrid and Portugal. Obviously, more instrumental for his age and provides more value to his country than the guy at the opposite end in Ronaldo. But what do we think of Pepe now? Is it time to say, okay, he can bow out with his head high?
I would.
Or should he continue playing for Portugal?
He doesn't look like he's slowing down, though, does he?
No, he did.
You reckon? I reckon.
You see the previous leg when he done the mistake and then he was trying to chase the guy, bro, man. He's like,
but he but he made it back. Remember that? I know exactly.
He didn't make it. Remember, the keeper saved it, innit? Not Patricio.
No, Sesko. You're talking about the chance.
Yeah, when Sesko was through, bro, and then he made a mistake. Sesko.
Okay, no, that one. But there was. I can't remember. I don't think it was.
You're talking about France game. You're talking about the France game.
Yeah, was it when Thuram was gone?
Yes, and then he made. And he recovered. Well, yeah, man, he can do one more season for me.
One more season for club and country.
If you're enjoying it, I think if you're enjoying it, man, just keep going, man.
I don't feel the same about CR7 though.
No,
I don't feel the same about CL. I think Portugal would have had a better tournament if
With Jota was starting up top.
Yeah, and I think with Ronaldo, just like give him like 40 minutes and say ball out. You know what I mean? Don't preserve yourself, just ball out. Then I think he does way more for his legacy. The way he's gone out, and then even like when was it João Felix missing that penalty, and he doesn't even go to console him. He's just walking off like a spot.
Wait, what do you want him to do, bro?
Bro, like he was crying like a bitch the other day, bro. And everyone's putting their arm around him while he's crying and wiping the snot out of his nose, and he can't even give the same courtesy to someone else.
When Messi, is Messi saying nothing? No, because I know who this guy's got, isn't it? Yeah? When he's saying these things, that he wouldn't apply to Messi when Messi did move mad as well, bro.
Let's stick to Ronaldo.
People are allowed to move mad, bro. You just got knocked out. You could be sad.
We're talking about the Euros, bro. We're talking about the Euros,
bro.
You lot are killing me tonight, you know. I love this podcast. Come on.
So what are we saying? He shouldn't go to the World Cup?
No, he's got to go, man. Yeah, but be fair, bro, man. Let people
Ronaldo,
bro. Let people
play
in another 2 years.
Bro,
he said he wants to go to the World Cup.
In 2 years' time, he better not get selected.
No way.
It's down to the manager. It's down to the manager to say, get out of it, bro.
The only how he doesn't get selected is if he retires. Let me tell you that now. He's getting selected. Even if he had a broken leg, they're taking him as an honorary captain or something.
I think there might be some sort of sponsorship thing making him go.
I wouldn't mind him being there as an honorary captain or something.
I wouldn't mind that neither. But
you can't be starting games, bro.
Because I don't want him to rub his legacy out. Like, all goes aside. I don't want him rubbing himself out.
I don't think he can. I don't think he can, bro.
Can I just say pause? Can I just pause that? Because that was mad.
I don't know. I don't know what the rules are anymore.
I think it is. It can be construed as a pause.
Man said,
I don't want to go into detail.
I don't want to go into the details, but yeah. I get what you mean. Like he's damaging his legacy at the moment with his insistence on starting games, and I understand the personality of the individual and his accolades are second to none. But he has to respectfully understand that he's not that same. In his mind, I know he still thinks he's the same player. Yeah. But
he's scored a hell of goals this season, though. I think.
In
the Saudi league.
In Saudi, come on.
Yeah.
How does Saudi compare to the MLS league? Because Messi's only got 30 goals, 18 assists.
We're talking about Ronaldo. Why are we talking about Messi?
No, because obviously, when you talk about one, you can't talk about the other. It's like if you go out for a drink, if you smoke, you have a fag with your drink. You know what I mean?
But the reason why I need to ask this question is, where are you going with that? Because you're already saying Ronaldo should call it a day.
No, I'm just trying to add a little bit of balance there. You know,
but why? For what reason?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, because I don't care if you rub him out, bro.
Well, let me ask you guys.
You know what? Either way, I think their games are sufficiently different, to understand that one could still do a job and one's not doing a job. I think Messi,
they're both need to retire, man.
But they're both
it's true.
They're being selfish, man.
Messi can go on for another. Messi can go on for another year.
Let new talent come through, let new talent come through, bro. Let's see next Wayne Rooney come through or something, man. Come on.
Let me ask you guys. So if Ronaldo goes to the World Cup and he cries again, is his legacy over?
No.
No?
Can't take his legacy.
People will forget.
What's going on? Wait. Now you see, this is why people have to bring Messi, because you're doing the devil's work.
No. Okay, let's say he cried in the same manner that he cried again in this tournament.
Bro, it's not going to stop him from the 150 goals he scored one season or whatever. It's not going to.
You don't look at him differently.
I never looked at him in any other way than a serial killer goal scorer. Bro.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah, this is. You might feel like I've gone way off tangent, but do you remember when Dion Dublin was like a marksman, like he was banging bare goals?
What, defender and striker?
Yeah. Because I remember him being like, who did he play? Was it Coventry or
Villa, Manchester United?
Yeah, bro, he was banging goals, and then he became a defender, and then
he was always both.
See, I just recognized him as a striker, and then I recognized him as a defender. Now he does Homes Under the Hammer, bro.
I recognize him as Homes Under the Hammer, to be fair.
Yeah, so but all I'm trying to say is
prolific on that show, bro.
I feel like how you end stuff is how you're remembered, isn't it? That's not true. That's basically where I was trying to land this plane. Like, how you end stuff is how you're remembered. So if Ronaldo wants to keep going and he wants to keep stinking out the plate. Like, bro, like this, what? No goals, no assists. Did he take a shot?
One assist.
Bro,
Did he take a shot? Did he take a shot?
He took a load of shots, a bag of shots.
That's like saying Maradona's just remembered as a cocaine fiend, bro. It's not true, bro. It's not true, bro. You remember what you remember in it, man.
Look,
no, but we're talking on the pitch, not off the antics. Not
he's damaging his leg.
Coke on the pitch. What are you talking about, bro? World Cup 90. Did you see his face?
Allegedly,
bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no,
against Nigeria, that was mad.
94 was a hell of a year, bro.
This guy's trying to get sued, bro.
He's dead, bro. He's gonna sue me.
Cool. Let's
get back.
Let's obviously try and round it up. So I'm not final. Semi-final is France v Spain. How do you think that's gonna go?
Spain.
You say Spain? Right. If France get to that final,
penalties, man.
Yeah, I think for football it needs to be Spain, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's France.
No, it doesn't, man. Football is the game where you can be shit and win a tournament, bro. Let's have it right, man.
So what are you saying then?
I think France's defense is good, man. The defense is good, bro, but it will be tested. I think they've got enough to handle both Spanish wingers if they really wanted to. Defensively, it just depends on what the game is, but I think it will probably go to penalties.
Days, I forgot Saliba. Yeah, of course. Now I'm going for France.
Yeah, France are going through.
I feel like they'll go through, man. Yeah, I just got that feeling. The same feeling I had with England and Switzerland.
So you saying France and England final?
No.
Hang on, John, but you said Spain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think Spain over France?
Well, they're playing football, and I think sometimes football prevails. So it's more of a pray than I know, but I hope France don't go through.
But if you were England, who would you rather play?
Oh, if I was England. Oh, England can't score goals. France's defense is good, so that will go to penalties. Yeah, I'll take my chances against France if I was England.
No, but with Spain, there'll be more pockets for them to take advantage of. Like there'll be more open pockets. Man. Yeah, but then they will also leave spaces that England could exploit as well.
Don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Spain could hold that ball for a long time. That England they might not be able to get it.
I think that would suit England, to be fair, man.
But they can't counter, bro, and that's the problem. They can't. They can't do anything with Harry Kane there. So
it's because Kane's picking the ball up on the edge of the box off Declan Rice.
Yeah, well that's it.
Defensive third.
So if I'm and Germany forced Spain to change their game. If you remember the game, you know what I mean. So yeah. So I don't know, man.
My heart wants Spain to qualify, but my head tells me that I think that France's defense and the fact that they've in Kylian Mbappe. I know that we've said that clearly he's not been prolific in this tournament. But if you give him 5 yards, he's going to destroy that back four. If you give him space, he's going to destroy that back four. And he should have had 3 or 4 goals already in this tournament. Their expected XG is a lot higher than the goals that they've scored suggests. You can't. I would love Spain to win because like you said, John, like they play football, but I'm going France, England final.
You lot keep on saying they play football.
France, England.
Yeah, last World Cup, wasn't it?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. You're right.
Quarterfinals World Cup.
I remember Carl Walker took out Mbappe from the game, innit?
And Kane missed the penalty and we didn't really hear much about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's because, we know how that goes.
Yeah. But sorry, you lot keep on saying playing football. You have to understand, rubbish football is still football as well. You're being racist to your particular style of football that you like.
Yeah. All right, cool. But it's entertaining football then.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Yeah. The word you meant is prejudice, bro.
Racist, bro.
Man said straight racist. I don't know where you got that one from.
Straight up. EDO too.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up there. So, we come to that time where we do our back pages. So for listeners, LA, where we shine light on players, managers, clubs, countries, or even Drake, if you want to, that you feel deserve a place on the back pages. So, as a new guy, LA, I'll start with you first.
Okay. Declan Rice.
Any reason why?
Declan Rice has been unfairly criticised for playing in a position that is not necessarily his favoured position, but yet he's been putting out fires defensively. I think offensively, as whilst he's not as smooth as maybe a Toni Kroos or maybe a Pirlo or Busquets, he's been trying to do the best that he can in that kind of mold of player. I think he got an assist for Saka, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but it's one of those assists where it's like,
it doesn't matter. Yeah. The fact of the matter is that the ball's been coming into Declan Rice and he's having to recycle it. He's having to go collect it off the back four. He's been trying, whilst allowing Kobe Mainoo to play more direct passes or Trent to be playing balls over the top to players that don't make runs or whatever it is. But Declan Rice has sat in the base of that team and tried his best to make that team tick. And I think that you've also got to look at the fact that when England have been doing their pedestrian build-up, there's been 3 or 4 occasions where the ball's been set back and it's not Kobe. Well, Kobe Mainoo has come onto it a couple of times, but it's invariably Declan Rice. He's hit the post. He's forced the keeper into making a crucial save. In, I can't remember which game it was, but even against, in the last game against Switzerland, I think he's done the same thing. Did it against Denmark, done it against Slovakia, I believe. He has been integral to anything positive that England have done during this tournament. So I'm going to give Declan Rice his flowers.
See, I pay my TV license to get fucking punditry like that. Get fucking London Athletic on the TV, I say. Get him on the TV. I love that, mate.
As in on the podcast or actual TV?
We
don't need TV license to listen to the podcast.
No, I mean on the TV.
Okay.
I mean, the listeners, they don't know what they're getting here. They don't know what they're getting. We need him on our TV.
John Way, you next.
I feel like I'm going to give my one to the England penalty takers, all 5 of them. I think, given where we were, was 2020? I think?
2021.
Yeah, Euro 2020. And the misses there, the backlash there. I feel that they've shown that regardless of whatever adversity you face, you can come through that. And I think they did that with aplomb on Sunday. Was it Saturday or Sunday, the game? Saturday. The way they took the penalties, magnificent. The confidence, and obviously they've carried England through to the next stages. So I think, for them, for what they've done for the black boys and girls around the world, around the country, I feel like, they deserve
and
it.
Including Cole Palmer in that as well, yeah.
And the thing is, when I said it in the group, I knew Cole Palmer was included, and I was going to say that, but I thought maybe these guys don't know his background. But I did include him in the 5.
Cool. Strives?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know who mine's going to. It's going to Bukayo Saka. Yeah, man. I mean, this guy is proven time and time again that he's England's clutch player, one of the most important players. Like, it's 3 shots. He ranks first in terms of his game against Switzerland. Chances created, 2 chances created, ranks first in his game against Switzerland. Takens attempted and completed, 4, ranks first against his game against Switzerland. Tackles made, 3 tackles, ranks second. So we even take the talking defensive contribution as well. Positions 1 in the final third, second, ranks third. Like, I mean, this is literally an all-round game. Bukayo, we thank you, bro, man. We thank you, bro.
You know what's trying to do? You've turned into a real stats boy. Like, you are the stats boy, bro.
You make me sick.
Fair enough, you guys. You say what you like, but we all watch the same games, and we can't deny Saka is what's giving us joy when we're watching England. Thank you, Bukayo Saka. I hope you hear this.
Next up, Jerry.
Yeah, I could probably give it to all the aforementioned people that were given by everybody else on the panel. They've all been good this tournament, to be fair. But mine will go to Danny Olmo for. He came to the tournament as not a starting player, obviously replacing Pedri. I think he was just supposed to come on as a subman, but his impact against Germany was crazy. The finish from the ball from Yamal was clean, and that ball to evade probably one of the best defenders in the Euros, Rudiger, just put over his head for, I think it was it Moreno who scored the goal? But yeah, it was a clean ball, man. He had a stunning performance, and obviously it helps having Rodri and playing with Fabian Ruiz as well, man. But yeah, unsuspected, man. And somebody's got to snap him up at some point, man, because he's been good for a hot minute, man.
Yeah, that's a good shout, man. What about you, Della?
I think the back page is full with some good list of names. All the aforementioned, I'd have probably given it to, but a bit left.
Left field.
Yeah, left field. Just gonna give it to Tony Cruz. You know, that was his last game for his country, retiring. Decorated player, probably go down to one of the best midfielders in the world. So yeah, if you're listening, Tony Cruz, yeah, enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, man, but allow your views on immigration, bro.
Kind of agree with you.
On that note, guys, we'll be back again next week.
That's all.